If there's one thing I'm sick of, it's having to store stuff in all of these, well, not so much the backpacks. I use a lot of them for like one-off stuff that I'll never do again, but it's these barrels, having all this stuff and have to store it in there. So, in order to make that easier on myself, I completed the QIO drive, but making those it costs like a ton, resources-wise. I'm already kind of full up on mechanism with my attempt to make antimatter, which is, the main concern there is power. I need enough of it to convert polonium to antimatter. But there is another mod which I haven't gotten to yet. Applied Energistics. Now it used to be that you could dig up charged Sodas quartz like ore. But here, it seems things have changed a bit. I need to build a charger, take a compass, and charge it up. I wonder, do I have a compass? I sort of remember having one. But I guess I don't, whatever. It's easy to make, it's just a bit... I don't want to say annoying, that's not it. Oh, and I need copper. Yeah. I'm always curious about how these new additions to the original game are used in the mods. And the answer seems to be not very often. Now let me see. The charger, if I remember correctly, it originally tacked on to whatever power supply you've got. Here, that seems to be the case too. So I'm going to put the compass in the charger. And I got the meteorite compass. Although I don't really think I need it, because we've run across meteorites from time to time. Here, have a look at the map. You see that thing? That's a meteorite impact crater. If I dig down, I'll get a meteorite. And let me see if there are any more. I'm positive there are. Yeah, there's another one right there. And there's another one. It's partly underwater, but it's still there. I suppose if I run out of those, maybe then I'll start using the meteorite compass to determine where, which is closest and which isn't. So I got these quests. Miner's Delight. Always welcome. I might not show it very often, but these things, the more of these I get, the less I actually have to dig up. Although, I've already got all this iron ore from dungeon raids, but that's a whole nother ballgame. I gotta put this here, I gotta put it somewhere. So with that in mind, that all I got? Yeah. We need to get inscriber's presses. But we need the inscriber in order for them to be any use. And an inscriber requires 2 of these. 2 sticky pistons. I wonder how much copper I've got. I think the last time I used it... Where did I put my redstone furnace? Last time I used it was in immersive engineering, and that... here it is. Yeah, I remember doing immersive engineering and putting that down here too. Okay. Yeah, here it is. The rest of these, you find them in meteorites. Now, where can I stick my inscriber? Where is there a free space along this? Ah, wait. Here we go. I don't think it's... I don't know whether it needs to be in the... Well, I doubt it needs to be a part of the Applied Energistics network, because we don't have one yet, and you need one to make the Applied Energistics network. Oh, and there's this. Certus quartz. And it looks as though that is also different from what it was like before. Now, the first meteorite is... Well, it's very near here. On the way, I'll point out that Certus quartz used to be something you can mine. It had two variants, charged and regular. You got the charged Certus quartz and the regular Certus quartz. You could dig them out by silk touch. You could process them like any other mineral. Ooh, speaking of minerals, I got these mineral survey tools as a result of claiming the excavator quest from Immersive Engineering. You're supposed to click on a block and something. What do these do? I have no idea. I think I clicked on something with them and it gave me an error message saying that you couldn't use the survey tools on this particular block. Ha! Always wanted to do that. So this, not the spider trying to chase me, but this area right here is an Applied Energistics meteor. It used to have a lot of lava in it, but I took care of that in a hurry, thanks to Mechanism's electric pump. What I'm doing right now is trying to dig to its center. Once I've done that, at the center of an Applied Energistics meteor is usually a chest, and the chest contains inscriber presses. Well, maybe one of them. Wait, how big is this thing? Are these things supposed to be spherical? I forget. I think the way I used to do this actually was go up to the top of the meteor and dig down until I ran into the chest, but it looks as though the center of the chest should be where my feet are. Ah, here we go. Yeah, things certainly have changed, haven't they? It seems that that these meteors have Certus quartz inside them, and these mysterious cubes. Now, do I harvest these? Oh, I can stand on them and not get pricked. That's good. How do I open this? Come on, if sim. Really? Wait, does it say on the quest how to do that? Break the cube. Okay. I'm gonna break that just yet. There we go. So that's Certus quartz. Ah, and here is our... Oh, did I just get all four of those? Oh wow, I just got all four. This probably sounds very mundane, but the reality of it is, it used to be that you didn't always get four. You could never get all four in one go, or if you did, it was really, really rare. You either ended up with one of them, maybe two, and some other odds and ends. I think the only downside to this is that you can't That you can't. There was this chest, and I could bring it back with me, but you can't do that anymore. Oh well. Huh. I wonder if these things are damaged or flawed in any. Wait a minute. Flawless. Never mind. I got 20 of these. Ah. Maybe it has to do with how much you can harvest out of these things. I don't know. I suppose I'll have to come back here periodically. Get some more Certus quartz crystals. So, with that in mind, I'm gonna head back home. Yeah, I thought I was gonna have to roam all over the place looking for one meteor after another meteor. It's a bit of a relief that I don't have to do that, actually. Although, I just had an idea. You know what I said about coming back? Well, basically, if this chunk doesn't continuously load, I don't have like a thing in there that keeps it loaded. So I'm wondering if I can take one of these Certus quartz blocks. Apparently I can't. What I wanted to do was dig out the budding Certus quartz blocks and transplant them over to the base and let them, well, develop Certus crystals there, but apparently I can't. So it looks to me as though we are going to be going to other meteors after all. But in my defense, there are a lot of those meteors hanging around here. Now, if Certus quartz is anything like it was in the original, or at least the earlier versions, I'm going to need a lot of it. Or at least I'll probably need a lot of it. But honestly, I don't know how much of it I'm going to need just yet. So, a little too full. I suppose I can put my meteorite compass somewhere. I have no idea what this thing is even used for. Oh well. So I've got the presses. I'll get the Scavenger's Delight, which is, well, things I'm not so sure I need just yet. And a Raven Feather. I forget where I put this stuff. That's another reason why I want to build a system like this. So that I don't really have to worry about where I put stuff. Putting through all these boxes and such, it's become kind of bothersome. Is that really it? Oh well, wasn't much of a search anyway. But the Miner's Delight. Now this is very generous. You could probably use this for, well, if it included fluoride, actually no, I got a lot of fluoride anyway. I was going to say I can use this for making fuel, but whatever. What's next? Well, there seem to be two kinds of networks, ME controller and ad hoc. ME controller is the heart of the Applied Energistics network. So for that you need Skystone, which it's that stuff that meteor is made out of, Fluix crystals, and engineering processors. But an engineering processor, I did not know you could do this. You know, make them out of using power, but well, block interaction. I wonder what that's for. Maybe it's disassembling crafting units. We're not getting into that just yet. But I'm going to use the old-fashioned method, the inscriber. Now, it needs silicon. How do I get silicon? depending on which mods do what, there are a couple of different ways. But the only way that we seem to have, know right now is using Certus quartz. And it doesn't seem to be possible to get any more than 1 unit of ground up Certus quartz out of a Certus crystal. I regret to say. So if I were to put, I think if I were to put this in, wait. Okay, oh, there we go. Inscriber, yeah. Apparently all I have to do is put it in here. Alright. Then smelt it with the redstone furnace to get the silicon. And then I'm gonna stomp the silicon with the silicon press. And while that's running, let me just go grab a diamond. At the heart of the ME controller is an engineering processor, and the engineering processors require diamonds. That hasn't changed anyway. So this is how you do it. You stomp a diamond with an engineering press for the inscriber. I'm getting sick of carrying this stuff here and there. I'm gonna need the AE stuff readily available, so I'll just dump this backpack that I just happen to be carrying here. It's a bit of a lazy man's way of doing this, but and then you take some redstone, which I have right here, and you make a nice little sandwich here. Instead of the bread, you've got silicon and a printed circuit, and whatever you've got in the middle of your sandwich is redstone dust. Personally, I like cheese in the middle of my sandwiches. You've got peanut butter and jelly, peanut butter and honey, etc. Deli meats. Alright, so that's the engineering processor done. Next is skystone. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I think it used to be that you had to, smelt them to make skystone blocks. And that seems to be the case here, too. Let me just run over here. And while that's running, I'd like to know if making fluix is the same in this day and age, too. Ah, yeah, okay. So it uses a charged Certus quartz crystal and amethyst dust. Always good to know. Certus, nether, and redstone. That was the old recipe, but it gets you 2 as opposed to amethyst dust, which only gets you 2. Really? And finally, fluix dust and charged Certus quartz crystal is kind of a waste. Well, it is. Why would you grind this? These come out as solid fluix crystals. Why would you grind them up into dust only to have to reassemble them again? Okay, so if I ever need any more fluix, I'll use the amethyst because I got the stuff. But right now, since I got lots of nether quartz too, I will demonstrate how to put them together that way. Now, do I have a... Well, I got a whole ocean full of water. Maybe I need something a little closer. That's not a bad idea, come to think of it. Where am I going to put this pool? How about here? There's a ready-made place for it already with the creeper detonation from a while back. I'll just terraform this a little. Even out the sides here. There. And then just take a hop over here. Get some water. And voila, an infinite water source. Although I do know of at least one mod where this didn't work, where water actually was finite. So, first thing you gotta do is charge your Certus quartz. I like this. It varies depending on what. Oh wait. Sorry about that. I don't know if it takes a random amount of time to charge now or not. And then all you do is throw these in the pool like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2, and voila. 4 units of fluix. There we go. So now I got all my supplies. I'm going to make an ME controller. And there we are. Oh, and the auto crafting thing just requires a crafting table, which I have, so finish that one too. But that's not important, really. What is important is where to put this thing, and I can think of no better place than perhaps the machine room. I took a lot of stuff out of it, and maybe I'll relocate the modification table somewhere. Well, I don't know. It has to be connected to solar power, because this thing has to run consistently in order to be on. I guess I could take a solar, I don't know, thing. Or maybe what I could do is run... Well, I don't know. Either way, maybe I'll just run it from the induction cell, because it's receiving solar power anyway. But I'm wondering, should I add another room to the complex and make that the computer room? I've already got the IE room. It's right there. Over there's the Twilight Forest portal, which I sort of have to return to. I'd stick it over there, but it's too far away, unless... I'd have to string the cable along there, and I wouldn't be able to... Well, I suppose I can always use the just put it somewhere school of thought and stick it right here. Looks awful cool, doesn't it? Alright, what do I get out of this? An epic applied engineering loot box. Well, gee, I wonder what that means. Ah, got me a few other quests done too. It seems that this was, it gave me stack upgrades and aids for my storage boxes and gold to diamond tier upgrades. Oh, it would be so terrible if I didn't use these. So I'm going to stick them miny, there. And put a stack upgrade there. And sort it like that. Although maybe... Okay, yeah, it does need the stack upgrade. I thought that everything in there was under 64 anyway. not the case. Well, it's good to hear that anyway. At least I got more room now. And less incentive to use it if to go into applied energistics. Wink. So let me interfaces. A charged quartz fixture. This is a fancy schmancy little, let me see. I need somewhere that's dark. Somewhere that doesn't have a whole lot of light in it. So I can properly demonstrate this thing. Rain's too much. Outside. How about over here? This is a nice little dark corner. Yeah, see, it's a light. A lamp. And these are Fluix glass cables and Fluix covered cables. And this is how you make connections in an AE network. You can make them different colors. I myself prefer to keep it simple, stupid. You can also cover them. It's really aesthetic, really. But although dense covered cables has 4 times as many channels, but if you want to access stuff through dense covered cables, you can't. They make good trend. I suppose you'd have to connect the regular cables to the dense ones. The real question is how many channels do I actually need? Because I think each thing connected to a cable requires a channel. So if I have a lot of different things connected on a particular connection, or a particular set of cables, I guess, then you can only connect like so many. In this case, I think 8. But I can't think of any set of circumstances where I'd want more than 8. Alright, so the way I see it is this. I'm going to put some... Put some... string some cable here in case I want to put something on top of the OQO drive array. Which I may be able to connect to the network, come to think of it. But that's a later... That's a different part of things. I think I might have to use Fluix, like the regular kind, not the covered kind. So if I want to connect anything to anything, maybe I just won't use these right now, but if I need a dense covered cable, I'll use them. Okay, enough waffling. What did I get for getting the Fluix quest done? These are ME storage buses. And this is a tier 2 stack upgrade. Well, we'll make an old advancement out of the old tier 1. And I suppose I can... Well, see, the problem is I need... Yeah, just stick it here for the sake of having a stack upgrade somewhere. Oh, and I got Fluix crystals, too. And this thing, I think we'll get around to it later on. Covered cables. I got Skystone. I got Iron to Gold tier upgrades. Why do I keep getting these sophisticated storage upgrades? I think I've more or less played out sophisticated storage way in the beginning. And more storage buses. Maybe I'll get a storage train later. Auto crafting. Logic processors. I'm going to need those. This is from Ars Nouveau. I'm playing with the idea of doing magic, but I'm not entirely sold on it. And another upgrade that it would be kind of a waste to go without. And let me see what doesn't have a stack upgrade yet. This, well, this doesn't even have stacks in it. Does it? Can I? Nah, everything here is just single shot. Can I put two of these on top of each other? Surprisingly enough, it seems I can. So, let me just stick this here. See if that does anything. Well, it certainly cleared things up, didn't it?